Hey y'all, so we finna talk and I'm finna eat. I already done started eating, bitch. Look at the stuff in my mouth. So I got some seafood and I just packing into this seaweed. So y'all finna see. And I got some rice. So basically what we was, oh yeah. So I was going to an all-girls school and we wasn't allowed to be car riders. We had to ride the bus. Now, on my way to the bus, I used to smoke too and after school. So, you know, I was already feeling my little, come here, shrimp. Don't do that. I was already feeling my little stuff. So we had a reputation on the bus because if we fought in that school, we would get kicked out permanently. Like it was no, oh, she hit me first. It was none of that. Like you just get kicked out. So, it was already a bit of a reputation, and so most of the people used to complain about us on the bus. But I really never cared because I just kept my head down and I used to ride it downtown. So this one particular day, the bus driver, I don't know, like he wanted to drop his nuts. Like he really got a little bee in his bonnet and wanted to give us a lean on me speech before we got on the bus. Now, I had already scanned my bus thing, so the money had already been taken off. So I really wasn't trying to hear nothing he said. So he's like, and y'all always doing this, and y'all always doing that, and best believe you girls are going to get off this bus. And first of all, auto man, drive the bus. Second, you know what? I be acting so old because why am I using the Simpsons references? Anyway, so I'm like, drive the motherfucking bus. Like, I don't need this Martin Luther King speech. So I goes to walk past him, like, kind of move him with my body. I wasn't even probably 120 then. So I go to move him with my body. When I tell you, this man had me hemmed up against the motherfucking front of the bus like a Thanksgiving turkey. And I promise you, I remember I froze. Like, I felt like, you know, y'all know in them BET movies when it's like, I know you're wondering, I know you're wondering how I got here. That's literally how I felt. Like, I froze. Like, and I felt like it's like this wave of anger came over me, and I took both of my hands and pushed him back by his throat. Like, bitch, don't ever put your hands on me. So he's like, I'm calling the police. And I'm like, call the motherfucking police. I don't give a fuck. So he on the dispatch thing. And I was such rat cheese back then. I'm like, and make sure you spell my name right. It's M-I-K-H, like, causing a ruckus. So he calling the police. Now, the girls, basically, most of the girls that rode the bus from my school, they started to slowly, you know, leave. But I was being stubborn. They slowly started to back away because some of them had cases they was fighting. Some of them was on parole. Some of them was on the run. You know, some of them smelled like weed, me. But I had a secret compartment in my, what's that shit called? I had a secret compartment in my purse because at the school I was going to, they could search your purse if they had probable cause and if they smelled something. So just in case a bitch was being dumb that day and got everybody fucked up, I always had a secret compartment in my purse where I could slide my weed. So I didn't give a fuck. I'm waiting. I'm sitting there. They had to send another bus. They had to send another bus to come pick up the passengers on that bus because I had fucked up the whole route. Because what you're not going to do is put your hands on me and then try to bully me into leaving. So I waited. Now, as I said before in my other video, my grandma drove buses, but my auntie, she worked downtown at the bus station. So she didn't drive buses. She kind of like was helping people if they needed, like she had a kiosk and was helping people if they needed to know where to go or what to do and stuff like that. Like an ask all person down at the station. So she was like, she called me. So I'm thinking she just called me. So I'm like, hello? She's like, why you not down here yet? And they talking about your bus has been called in on dispatch. So I'm like, oh, nothing. I don't know. So she like, Michaela, if I come down there and you done got into some shit, we're gonna have a problem. If I come down there and you doing what you known to do. So by this point, I had a career. and just being a little delinquent. Like, not a real career. I had kept my record clean. My mama always made us beat into our head, keep your record clean. But I was a fucking delinquent. Like, I was bad as fuck. So my auntie was like, oh, she expected me to be the one who had started it. Which at any other point, it probably would have been. But I was like, it's really not me. Like, if she already knew, I was like, fuck it. I'm just talk to her about it. It's really not me. So she on the phone, she's like, okay, well, I'm going to meet the police there, and we're going to look at it. Loose lips, bitch. I was like, we're going to look at the tape and see. So I'm like, fine. You know. So I'm posted in the front of the bus. Me and him. So then the peanut gallery start talking. Oh, we got to go to work. Y'all, I was going to say the name of the school. Y'all, girls always doing this. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to hear shit they was talking about. Because first of all, y'all shouldn't have pumped him up to sit here and drop his nuts and give this ugly ass speech to us when you don't control nothing. Drive the motherfucking bus. So then, the police get there. And at this point, I'm like, okay. So they ask him what happened, what's going on. So they asked for both our sides of the story. But when I'm trying to talk, I basically was a little Maxine Waters, because anytime he tried to interrupt me, I'm like, I'm talking. So I'm going to talk again. I'm talking, basically reclaiming my time. Like, I'm going to talk. And I remember one of the girls I used to like match with after school, she had stayed because she wanted to see what was going on. And I remember after all that had happened, I'm talking to the police officers. They didn't take me to jail because, one, he shouldn't put his hands on me. And two, nobody told him to sit there and talk to a group of people before they got on the bus. They did that before. They had got together and did that and had a kumbaya. They all thought they was friends or something on the bus and told him basically to have a talking to with us. So I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't get in trouble, but I remember the girl, what was her name? What was her name? Shamaya. She put me to the side and she was like, you know, all this made me realize was, even you really was talking to them like you had some sense, and they really did not like that. They didn't like you knew your rights. They didn't like that you knew what you was talking about. And I was like, yeah, shit. Like, I remember thinking like, yeah, they don't care. They would rather me be wrong, loud, so they could have something to bitch about, or worst come to worst, take me to jail. They would have rather that than me actually have some sense and be in the right and actually advocate for myself. So I was really good at advocating for myself. Like, when I stopped lying, because I used to be a badass liar, once I stopped lying to get my way, I was really good for advocating for myself because I know the right way. So my auntie had showed up by then, and she talked about, and I knew what she expected because my grandma had been, her sister, my grandma, had been the problem child. My mama had been the problem child, you know. So, and I was following that way. My sister definitely used to talk her shit and be the one like, you're not going to play with her. And I definitely was like that too. So I knew what she expected when she got there. I knew she expected me to be in the wrong or me to be in cuffs. But I feel like I had turned a new leaf by then. And I remember distinctly one time thinking like, breaking generational curses is not about how different you are from the people that came before you. It's literally, you realize how much y'all are alike. You realize how much they are in you. Like, I knew I had my mama temper. I knew I was as stubborn as my grandma. Like, I know these things, so I had to do something that they wouldn't have done. Like, I recognized early on that if I wanted to do other shit, I had to make other choices. But my auntie, I remember her looking at me in a new light after that day because I wasn't just a girl, like a troublemaker. I wasn't just a troublemaker. And she had a new respect for me because I could stand up for myself while also not letting anybody run over me and not letting my emotions take control. Because I used to be real bad about that. And I think black girls do not get, I was looking for some more shrimp. Black girls do not get that leeway of it being called emotions, because to anybody else, a black girl showing emotions is just attitude. So I'm so glad I grew out of that.